Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos, and this is second try at this video. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully I'm using OBS now, not Wirecast. It just would not come back. It was having the same problem. I don't see any delay. Let me know in the chat room if you guys see any delay or have any volume issues, right? Well, let's start the intro once again. Today is going to be an exciting show. We're going to be doing, of course, TA with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is, oh my God, it's dumping. It has broken the 11,100 level. Oh my God. Oh my God. And yeah, we're going to be talking about that and about the government's taking over mining pools maybe and yield farming. What's going on with that? Right? Why is that collapsing, and is that causing the collapse of the price of Bitcoin right now? We have a special guest joining us today, and also we're going to be talking about a few other issues that we need to remember about Bitcoin. Also, before we get into that, we have Inti. Inti has a few words to say before we can move on to our TA. Inti?
Yes. As always, people, it's worth to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before putting any of your hard-earned money on the market.
All right. Well, hopefully, we're not going to have any more issues.
Yeah. I'm looking at the chat, and the only thing is the volume is low.
The volume's low,
Yeah.
right? My voice, I guess. Okay, let me just turn up the gain a little bit. And there we go. Hopefully that will help. Let's move over to Bitcoin TA. Oh, wow. So we have broken through. We are breaking down below 11,000 right now. Things are a complete disaster. This thing's going to fly. This thing's going to move very fast and move down very fast and very hard now as we have broken this $11,100 resistance level. It's, you could say it's game over until probably about 10,500. It's breaking through our current trend line, and it is like non-stop as we as we do the show. Bitcoin is breaking down. Right. Wow. Look at that. We've got a lot more to go. Looking at the Three Musketeers on the 5-minute, we are pushing further down. Well, we actually went all the way to 10,006 here on the perpetual swaps. Huge, huge, huge. Let's see what's going on with the actual spot market. Is that yeah? That's like going. Oh man, red candles. I'm looking underneath my desk for the, the red candle. Wow. Jesus, it went all the way through my desk here. Damn. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Well, at least we're bouncing off the 10,006 area, which of course which is expected, right? Because that's the key resistance level, and basically, oh wow, is this the 1 minute, 5 second? I'm looking at the 5 second candlesticks. Wow, no, that's useless. All right, let's just switch over to the 5 minute, and yeah, we are dumping hard. And how far can Bitcoin go before we see the stop? I think this is it for now. If we roll back, let's just see if we roll back to the 11,100 level, we might have a chance of turning this thing around really quick. If we do this really quickly, meaning within the next hour, but if not, we might see the $9,600 level sometime this week. Ugh. Sorry, folks. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the way it goes. Wow. I was stopped out on my trade, and hopefully everybody else had their stops set. Unfortunately, that's that's the market sometimes it gives and it sometimes takes away. Looking at Ethereum, Ethereum looks like it's holding the $400 level. It's like serious. It's not going to break down further than as much as Bitcoin has. Let's take a look if we do some fibs on Ethereum. Fibonacci retracement here. We can see that the 78.6 level is the next level where it might hold. Which is close to the which is at the $395 level. If we happen to hold that level, that would bode well for Ethereum, moving higher for this month. As for looking at the daily, let's go to daily time frame. Oof, everything looks pretty ugly. But we're still in a bullish stance here with Ethereum. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with this particular dump. If it holds the 78.6 level here after it took off from the bottom here, that will be a positive action. If not, we could see the $371 level being broken in the next little while, unfortunately. Wow. Pretty sad. I'm sure a lot of bears out there are very, very, very happy today. It's a bear day, and looking at the weekly chart actually of Bitcoin, it looks like 10,400 might be a test area for us to bounce off of, but honestly, I think we're going to probably close, if we head over to the CME gap, we're probably going to close the CME gap of 9,600 in the next little while. Alrighty, folks, let's talk about what's going on with governments might be interested in controlling the mining pools, right? Who supervises the Bitcoin mining pools? And MIT has a proposal that governments take over managing the mining pools just for your safety. And I'm like, okay, you guys, you have to try. The government has to try, because they are going to lose a big part of their control over the population, which is the ability to create money so that they can, pay people off, pay off their voters, and say, hey, I'm going to promise you a check, $1,200 check. And the only way they can pay for that $1,200 check is if they print the money and give it to you. So vote for me. Right? So obviously they don't want to lose control of that power. They and of course, the United States government, the biggest military in the world. Of course, that military doesn't want to lose that power as well. So they're looking for different ways for them to control Bitcoin, because I think they're starting to see the writing on the wall. They're starting to clue in here, right? And one of the things, right, they're talking about is basically, they don't, these nodes, right? These mining pool nodes, right? When they have so much power, because a miner, right? And let me just talk about, before I go on to explaining what this article is about, right? A link in the description below. What does a mining pool do, right? A mining pool, right? Anybody can mine Bitcoins. Like, for example, your computer right now can mine Bitcoins, right? You could start mining, but unfortunately, it'll take you hundreds and hundreds of years in order to find one block. And in order to, and because that it'll take 100 years, you don't want to wait that long to get paid. So what can you do, right? Let's just say you have like a really high equipment, and it's going to take months to get paid on that equipment. So what you can do is you can join a pool of people mining, and they will pay you a portion of whatever you provide in computing power. So you could join that mining pool, and your small portion will be paid out to you right away. And the mining pool actually gets the block and then shares that block out to everybody. Naturally, I used to run a mining pool, and what you have to do is obviously have a lot of bitcoins first before you actually can run the pool, because I would use my own bitcoins to pay out everybody the small portion, right? Whilst I waited for the blocks to come in, right? And so that's how that works. And those mining pools get to decide. The problem is what the government's saying is those mining pools get to decide what direction Bitcoin can go in, whether or not whose transaction gets involved into a block, and whose doesn't. Also, they decide on consensus rules, and what the consensus rules is basically the consensus rules are, for example, what encryption goes into your transaction, what kind of what information goes into a block, whether, like, for example, if somebody writes something specifically on the transaction and they don't like that, they can actually block that going into a block. And so this is a perfect attack vector for governments. But what governments don't realize is that for the longest while now, decentralized pools do exist, right? They're just not very popular. And also, the mining pools have already seen the writing on the wall. And so what they're doing is planning on coming up with a new method of allowing individual miners to decide exactly what they want, what rules they agree on when they mine their blocks. So, for example, they can decide which transactions go into a block. They can decide which encryption protocols to use. They can decide what size of block it is. Everything. And so, yeah, I prefer the government to continue trying us on, honestly, because this actually makes Bitcoin stronger. We need that. Remember, I always said this. The worst thing the government can do, right, is to support Bitcoin. That's the absolute worst thing. Because the reason why is because if Bitcoin becomes supported by governments, there's no need to make changes in the protocol to protect against government at all. Right? So that's why. All right. So with that said, let's move on to our other topic, which is what happened with Hot Dog. Right? I mean, it was ridiculous. I don't know if you've been living under a rock somewhere, you probably don't know about yield farming, right? And what yield farming is basically there's these people who create some sort of food meme coin, right? There's sushi, kimchi, pasta, all kinds of coins that gets created out of nothing and pays you for locking up some other coin, right, into this yield farm. So you lock up your ether, you lock up your sushi, you lock up your whatever coin that's out there, and then you receive your pasta coin, your hot dog coin, your whatever, and that supposedly is your yield, right? And that's why you see these huge yields promises. Like, for example, kimchi is promising 200,000%. 200,000%. Do you think that's sustainable, people? Do you think that's sustainable? 200,000%? Yeah, it's not. So, I'm shocked that this didn't happen before. So this person, what happened here with Hot Dog? You saw in a day, it goes up to $4,000 per hot dog, and then I don't know, hours later, we went straight down to $1. Obviously, the person who cloned it, this was a clone of sushi, and obviously that person decided to build what's it called? Create a bunch of hot dogs so that everybody would get into this and then dump it on the market. I mean, you knew that was coming, right? And so, it's going to end. I think maybe this is the beginning of the end of the yield farming, right? Because it's a waste of time. It's a zero-sum game, meaning that this is just taking money from people who've already made money on cryptocurrencies. And the sad thing is, right, some people want to stop this, but the best way to stop this, right, is with the higher and higher gas fees. As the gas fees gets higher, right, people are not going to be able to transact in these stupid yield farms. And once they can't transaction and they try to withdraw their money, this is going to collapse all of the yield farms completely. And only the solid projects will be left behind. And unfortunately, there are people who want to fix this, who want to fix the fact that somebody, part of the key issues with, key thing about Ethereum is that you could actually buy gas, because developers found out that you can actually buy gas ahead of time when it was cheap, and then then release it in order when prices are higher, through a small, what they consider a bug, but I don't think so. I think it's very important, because what's happening now is those people are driving up the gas prices, and so this will end by driving up the gas prices. It ends all this nonsense a lot faster than it would have if we didn't have a method of buying up the gas at a cheaper price to then release it later on real projects. So now both Vitalik and a few other people are proposing that they get rid of the feature, which I think is a feature, right, of buying up real estate on the Ethereum network through buying up smart contracts and then destroying those contracts to release the gas in order for you to have cheaper transactions. And they're basically acting like government officials, right? They never look at what the consequences of their actions. And I pointed this out in my tweet saying, hey, listen, you know what? If people can buy the gas cheaper and then later use it in order to spend it on a future date, this means that all these there's always going to be a new kind of like crazy scam that gets invented on Ethereum, always, for the rest of time. And if you take away a feature that allows you to bet against that, right, it will take longer for that scam to end. And so by allowing people to bet against these scams, it will end the scam a lot faster. And so I hope these guys, they listen to my tweet and they do not remove that critical feature, I think, now of creating a contract and destroying it to release gas and get gas prices cheaper. Alrighty. So with that said, let's move on to my next topic, which is I have here a special guest. His name is Christian Featherman, and I'm just gonna bring him up here, right? Say hi to everybody, Christian.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Good morning.
Yeah. So you have this channel called Gringo on mode, right?
Gringo mode on. Yeah.
Gringo mode on. Yes, and it's an excellent channel. I love it. I've been watching it. It's a local channel for Chileans, right?
Yeah.
And you have like lots of jokes and stuff like that, and you've done a lot of great editing and so forth on that channel. And
Thank you.
And you're going to be coming on, right? Joining us to help us with all of our problems that we have. Because you're pretty good at this, right? Aren't you?
Yeah, editing's something I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And so I got an invitation from Davinci to help out with future live shows, as well as potentially some other separate videos. We'll figure out as we go. And so yeah, it would be an honor to join the channel and help move things along and learn more about Bitcoin.
Yeah. So what do you think about this whole Bitcoin universe?
I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
The idea that there are a lot of government institutions, financial institutions, that just sort of make money out of thin air, like money out of nothing, money from money. How they kind of take advantage of people and how they've been doing it for a long time, and how it's more obvious now than ever, and how there are solutions to that people can vote on, and that being Bitcoin. And the potential for Bitcoin, I think, is immense to allow people to have more personal freedom. So, yeah, I think it's a good time to start to learn about this.
Well, the yield farmers they're actually doing the exact same thing. They're creating coins that have no value, and people are buying them. And you can see how destructive it is, right? Because this doesn't provide any real value, right? So that's a craziness. But you know what? At least people get to choose to buy these hot dog coins and pasta coins. You don't get to choose your local currency, do you? Right?
That's a great point. Yeah.
So you could choose to say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to buy kimchi. I'm not going to transact in that.
Yeah. You can pick out, like, the hot dog coin is just off the market immediately. That's almost like survival. That's like Darwin playing out in the market almost.
Exactly. Survival of the fittest, yes. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to resolve some of these issues, right? I'm looking forward to working with you, Chris, and same with Inti, right? We're all excited here, and this is what some of the money that we've collected from the Davinci J15 token. It's going into paying for all of this, paying for a new studio, paying for people to help us edit, and we're also looking for people to help us with the show. So if you're really interested in doing research, you're a crazy person. Like, hey, you know what? I really like reading about all kinds of cool things that are going on, and I want somebody to do a YouTube show on that. If you're one of those people, please email us at info@davincicodes.net. The link is in the description for that email. And and maybe you can have a job here helping us find different articles to talk about and doing the show. Okay, now, remember, head over to Christian's channel, right? Give him a like and subscribe. It's Gringo mode on, right? And there you have it. Okay, I'm going to move on to a little bit of a sad story, and I would like you guys to help out. A person, his name is John Cobin, and he's in jail right now, and he hasn't gotten a trial, and they haven't released him because he was trying to defend himself a while back. I want you to head over to this tweet, right? A link is going to be in the description below. And hit a like, watch the video, because I'm voiced on that video, and I really want. I think this man, if you read the whole case, he was just trying to defend himself, and because the political climate here is like they support people rioting and destroying things. I don't know why the government's like that, and they stop anybody who actually tries to stop those rioters, and you go to jail for that. So it's kind of strange. But he doesn't have enough money for lawyers and stuff like that, and to get himself out. So if you guys can help out, that would be great. If you could just share this video and so forth, that would be great. Alrighty, so let's head over to the question and answers period of today. Inti, what do you got for me?
Awesome. We should honor some super chats that were remaining from yesterday.
Yes.
So the first one is going to be from Diego Arce, and he asks if there's anything interesting on GRIN.
GRIN, yes. Let's bring that chart up, because you know what? I think I have some of the GRIN, and it should be fully cooked, and ready for us to buy maybe. So let's bring a chart up of GRIN, because GRIN, when it first came out, I was thinking, yes, so there you go. Look at that, beautiful. Love that chart. The little old lady loves that chart. I don't like the volume, the way the volume is, but let's take a look at it at other exchanges. Yeah, it's completely hated, right? Absolute destruction, hatred, and I think it's time to start nibbling here. I think it's time to start buying a little bit more GRIN because nobody likes this. Everyone's hating it, and the 200-day moving average is slowly coming closer and closer to the actual price. We can also see that the ski slope downward movement here that has stopped completely. So let's just take a look at here. Let's go and do a trend right here. You can see we've broken the ski slope down and we're going across. So that's a good sign. That's an excellent sign that this thing is probably not going to, I won't say it's going to pop tomorrow, but sometime in the future, this thing is going to do something spectacular. But keep in mind, it can dump down further. But if you do the little old lady strategy, you'll be fine. You'll do well. So that means you just you nibble a little bit here, and if it falls a little bit further, you have some dry powder to pick some more up and average down, and sell half on a double. That's it. And I think we're near the bottom and not near tops, of course, because you can see from a longer term chart, this is nowhere near the top, right? And that's perfect place to be buying, nowhere near the top. All right, next question.
Before next question, I'm pretty sure right now that you surpassed your record of viewers on any live stream.
No.
Yes, there's 1,340 people watching right now.
Holy crap!
No, but at all.
Yeah, wow.
Thank you very much, people, for hanging out with us.
Right after all that destruction, that horrible start to the show, man. Oh my God! Thank you very much for watching. All right.
Okay. So, the next super chat we have to honor is from Scott Davidson, and he asked for your thoughts on DIA, DIA.
DIA coin. Okay, let's.
How do you pronounce that?
DIA. I don't know.
DIA?
I don't think you pronounce it anything. Just call it DIA.
Okay.
DIA. So, you know, I don't know too much about DIA. I've heard that people are like staking it and stuff like that. But I haven't. I'm looking at the chart here. It just got listed on KuCoin. Let's just bring it up on CoinMarketCap and see what we can see. Alrighty, DIA. Let's see here. DIA, Decentralized Information Asset, okay, claims to provide financial institutions with an immutable and verifiable single source of financial market data for any market and asset type. Oh, not bad. Okay, well, what's the difference between Link and this coin? That's the problem, right? Because Link, you know, that's what they're doing, right? Is providing external data to smart contracts. So I'm wondering what's the defining value add of this coin. I like the fact that its market cap is 34 million. Don't like the fact that they have 200 million coins. It's not that bad actually. 200 million coins out is not that bad. So yeah, I would buy this. Let's see here. Where is this? It started at 85 cents. It's currently at $3, right? If we can see it, what was the high? The high was $4.82. If we could see, let's just go with the Bitcoin prices because I don't care about the dollar price. Okay, so 29,000. Let's start with the highest point, 42,000 sats. The lowest point is Wow, 7,700 sats. Let's bring up the chart. And do some fibs down to 7,700. Let's just start there. And there you go. You can see, right? You could either purchase the 38.2, right? Because this is a new coin. The odds of it coming to the 61.8 with all this bull market is relatively low. So I would buy the 38.2 a little bit. I'd nibble the 38.2, meaning that a very small percentage of my wealth going into that, less than 0.5%, probably 0.25%, and then maybe add another 0.25% at the 50% mark. Actually, would be a good idea. And then, okay, if it gets all the way to 61.8, okay, I'll get some more. I'll get another 0.5%. And if it comes all the way to 78.6, I'll get another a whole percent, and maybe go all the way to 2% if I believed in this coin. And that's how the little old lady would handle this, right? She'd basically, buy this thing down, and when it doubles, right, she'd sell half, and that's it. I'm not sure. I don't have access to this exchange, so I don't think I'll be buying this particular coin. All right, thank you. Next question.
Okay, so next one is going to be from Cryptomorpheus. This is a super chat, by the way. And says, Sony Decree says that Bitcoin follows XAU and XAG. Do you concur?
Not really. Maybe it's following right now, following gold and silver right now, because they're both the same commodities and inflation protections or inflation hedges. But overall, it's not going to follow. I think silver will be doing something what altcoins do, like going absolutely eight bananas, right? And but with gold, I don't think gold has a whole lot of potential. Maybe it's gonna do a 5 to 10x compared to Bitcoin's 10 to 100x, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a huge difference between those two assets, right? There's not much room, right? A $10,000 goal, I think that's pretty much that's a real high for assuming there's just no hyperinflation. Assuming there's no hyperinflation, $10,000 gold is the target for gold. But we're measuring it in a currency that's this close from imploding. So keep that in mind, right? So once the dollar implodes, right, it's going to be really difficult to measure things, right? So I would measure things in other assets that you can buy, basically, and not in dollars. Once the dollar just starts to run away. All right. Well, let's see here. It's almost 9:00. Let's do two more questions.
All right. So we have a super chat from Super Google Lee, as always, and says, "Hi Davinci, does little lady only applies on Bitcoin? I mean on crypto? I don't think it applies to stock market, for example. Is that right?"
It doesn't apply for. Well, in this market, I'd have to say it applies for like blue chip stocks as well, because as you know, Tesla's like just gone crazy, right? So you could have used the little lady style on Tesla a while back. You could have used it on Amazon and Netflix and so forth, right? But I probably wouldn't have done that. You could have most places that you'd use the little lady style of trading with the traditional markets is in penny stocks and high risk ventures. The reason why is because you want to be able to capture the maximum amount of upside potential, and that exists only with penny stocks. And you could say, well, most penny stocks go to zero. Yeah, well, the same thing's going to happen to cryptocurrencies. Just so you know.
It's a reality. You told me there was a problem.
What?
Back in the day, a lot of months ago, you told me there was a problem when executing little late in traditional markets, that with the orders, that they were like
Yes.
deleted with time or something.
Yes, there is loss on the books, right? Because they don't want you to do the little A strategy because they know it's too profitable. So there are laws on the books where you cannot leave an open order, an open buy order, or an open sell order more than 30 days. And so, yeah, that's the problem. Now, if you're like a super accredited investor, somebody who's super wealthy, they will give it to you. They won't let you slide, unfortunately. That's so sick, right? Because that's what they offered me.
Good to know. Super Google Lee, just for you to know, Brian Beamish, our professor, the person that invented this method of investing, does apply it into traditional markets and crypto, so it does work.
Exactly.
But it has its drawbacks.
Exactly. It does have the drawbacks, right? Even if you're a accredited investor, they won't let. It's really difficult for them to let you leave open orders, right? That will be the issue, right? Because you got to leave with the little lady style. You've got to leave open orders to buy and open orders to sell. So, and you just wait, and that's all it is, right? And so you're gonna have multiple open orders. Like for example, you'd say, let's just say you sell half on a double at you bought the stock at 50 cents, you sell it at $1, and then you sell it at $2, and you sell it at $4, right? And you want to have all those orders opened. They don't like that, so that's a problem. So next question.
Okay, so next question is going to be the last one, or you're going to give me some spare time?
Okay, do you want? Okay, fine. I'll give you two.
Okay, so I can honor two. Okay, so the next one is from Axlowy and says, please check Bitcoin to gold and silver on the 4-hour chart. You will be surprised.
Oh, you want me to see what's going on with the gold, silver, the Bitcoin ratio, basically?
I think.
Okay, alrighty. So let's just see. Gold divided by Bitcoin. BTC / divided by Bitcoin. Let's see what that is. Do I have that right? Is daily? No, I don't have that set right. BTC. I could have swore I have a chart like this. BTC USD. There it is. So yeah, I mean we're dumping down. There is a support at 5 ounces of gold for Bitcoin. So if we break down 5 ounces of gold is where we're probably gonna get stopped out here. I mean it's gonna bounce off of, and so am I supposed to be surprised by this? Not really. I mean, we look exactly like it looks exactly like the dollar price, basically, right? And so this is why I see this going all the way up when Bitcoin finally decides to moon rocket. We're going to see a Bitcoin price in gold at around 60 to 70 ounces. So one Bitcoin will equal 60 to 70 ounces. That's going to be crazy.
You're supposed to look at the 4-hour chart.
The 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Okay. So let me just bring that up. 4-hour chart. So what am I looking at here? All I'm seeing is that it's just stair-stepped its way down, and we're breaking down. I mean, we can do the same analysis, and it looks like exactly like the dollar price, even on the 4-hour chart. You can see you can see a head and shoulders pattern there. We're gonna head back down here. So yeah, let's see, if we go to the 78.6, that's probably a bouncing point as well, which is at the 5.32. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to see here. We ran up, we come back down, and yeah, we did a bear flag. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You could have like traded this perfectly on this on the gold price. Look at that. You can see this was a bear flag. Once we broke, that's it. Short this thing all the way down, right? The target, right? The target, right, is still, yeah, right where, right at the 5.41, which I wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way to the 78.6, which is the 5.32 ounces of gold. So yeah, not surprised. Look, 61.8, we're bouncing off the 61.8 again. A mountain man always get paid. Look at that, right? Isn't that something that Brian Beamish says? Right, mountain man is the person who see how my charts are.
This guy is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Mountain man's crazy.
Yeah, mountain man's crazy. Yes, he is. See how my charts are like really busy. Now imagine your charts with only candlesticks, no nothing else, no indicators, only the 60, and no 38.2, 50%, 78.6. None of that. He's only looking at the 61.8. And he's only buying and selling off of the 61.8. And that's it.
And the guy actually makes money.
Yes. He actually makes a lot of money.
Impressive.
Yes, it is very impressive. So.
But Brian told me something that despite having such a simple TA, that guy has really excellent risk management.
Exactly.
That's why he's so successful.
That's what it's all about. It's risk management, mostly. It's 90% of of trading, right? Is managing risk, because a lot of people want to just go bet it all on black and make themselves a millionaire overnight, and that's how you get wrecked. Because you get wrecked more if you actually win on that betting all on black. Because
you're going to do it again.
Exactly, you do it again, and and the second time around, you actually use other people's money, so you end up getting wrecked more, because you think you're such a genius because you got lucky that one time. All right, one last question, and then we'll head it off into the sunset.
Okay, so this is from Mr. Icy Mood. This is a super chat. Thank you very much, sir. As says, what do you think about MIXS? Yes, token on CMC. Thank you.
MISX.
MIXS.
Oh gosh, let's see. That's some M as in Mary.
Yes.
I as in igloo.
Yes.
S as in Sam.
No, X.
X and S. Oh darn. Mix. Never heard of it. Oh my god, there's so many. Is it just MI? Oh, there it is. It's called Stream Mix, and it's okay, dude. No. Look at this thing. There's nothing on CoinMarketCap. I guess I have to go to CoinGecko, but you know what? I'm not gonna bother. Come on, really. Don't. Please get out of that coin. All right. With that said, thank you all for watching. Sorry for the technical difficulties we had earlier. All the information in the description below will be added shortly, and we'll have timestamps. Inti is going to be working on the timestamps, right, Inti?
Of course,
and,
as always.
And yeah, we will definitely have all these problems fixed as soon as we can possibly do so. But right now, you're just going to have to bear with us. All right, thanks for watching, and cheers, people.
Bye.
Bye-bye, and I don't know how to... I need to end the stream here. There we go.